Okay, so we're starting. Okay, so sorry, I'm going to get to where I wanted to go. There. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about crafting lead generators, which is something that I've been doing a lot of learning about. And I just want to share the learning that I've been doing around that. Because I know, in KA, they talk a lot about having like a before and after picture and sharing your story and having a call to action. But I think it goes a little bit beyond that. Mm-hmm. I've been working with this woman named Jasmine Nemec for the last almost 5 weeks now. And she has been kind of mentoring me about what's the best way to grow your business. I think we get really trapped just kind of like in Beachbody, and in order to grow our business, we have to kind of think long-term. We have to think about where we want this to go. And part of that is not only growing the people that you're selling products to. That's one way to make money in Beachbody, but it's also eventually growing your team, right? So that you get some people under you that are going to be kind of doing the same thing. And supporting that team. And so I think one of the ways to do that is to just be really thoughtful about what we're putting out there as our lead generators. So you know some of this already, but what is a lead generator? It's a chance to inspire other people, a chance to relate. It's a call to action, and it's a way to really garner interest. And the way I think about lead generators too is that it's not, we put one out typically every Monday and Thursday. Mm-hmm. And the reason we do that is we don't want to infiltrate people's news feeds with just Beachbody, or I'm a Beachbody coach, come join my challenge group. That gets obnoxious, that's salesy, and people then will start to stop following you, right? Mm-hmm. So a lead generator really is just every, twice a week kind of saying like, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to inspire you. It's a way to get them interested in that. And I think lead generators aren't just one-shot things. I think people follow your lead generators kind of week after week after week. And for some people, it takes a few of them to be like, okay, I want to see what this is about. Yeah. So I think we have to think about lead generators that way too, that even if you hear crickets, because we've all been there, you put out a lead generator and you don't hear
most days.
Yeah, right? Like most days. Eventually somebody comes out of the woodwork and they're like, I've been following you. Your posts have really inspired me. Can you tell me more about what you do? And then, it's kind of funny how that happens. And I think about my own story. That's really what I did for probably 6 months with my friend Caitlin. I just watched her and I liked her posts and I maybe followed her, but I didn't take any action on it. So I want to talk a little bit about that too, because I think in lead generators, if we're really strategic with them, we can get people to take action right away versus just kind of waiting on the sidelines until the time is right for them.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. And I think part of it, and this is something that I learned about myself. I think sometimes people will read a lead generator and they're like, oh, that was so inspiring. I love that. But they have no idea that we're asking them, oh, hi.
Hi, Lindsay, it's Janelle.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Jenna's on here too.
Hi.
So we're kind of chatting.
Oh, perfect. Okay, sounds good. Should I put it on mute or?
No, you can just listen in, and then if you want to put it on mute, you can, and then we're going to talk through some things. Can you see my screen, Janelle?
I had to jump on my iPhone. Okay. I'm outside with my kids, so.
Okay, no problem. I'm just going to talk through things then, and I'll record this, and so you can look through the PowerPoint a little bit later too.
Perfect.
So we're just talking about what first is a lead generator, and one of the things that we're talking about is that it's a chance to relate to people, it's a chance to inspire people, and really it's a chance to kind of garner interest in what you're doing. So one of the things that both Jenna and I have learned is that sometimes you'll put out a lead generator, which is kind of more hey, I'm doing this thing. This has been a really great thing in my life. Come join me, and you hear absolutely nothing. And that happens sometimes. But the funny thing about it is that people often will watch you, and they will watch your lead generators week after week after week. And eventually they'll be like, okay, hey, I want to. It's been really inspiring to me. So I think we have to think about them that way too, that sometimes it feels like, why am I continuing to do this? Why am I putting myself out here when I'm getting crickets? When sometimes it just takes people a while to just kind of follow you, and they're watching you. And then eventually they're going to say like, okay, well, I want to know what you're doing. So a lead generator is your way of kind of marketing yourself. And is one way to look at it. So I'm going to talk about what's effective in lead generators, what I've learned. I was sharing with Jenna that I've been working with another woman for the last 5 weeks, and she's kind of been mentoring me about how to grow my business most effectively. And one of the things that I've been learning a lot about is sales and crafting an effective lead generator. Okay, I'm sorry. I got a kid yelling at me. I'm on a call. Go sit down. Okay? We talked about this. I will be right there. Okay, sorry, being mean mom. So there's 4 parts, and these are the 4 that I've been thinking a lot about, and I think can be really helpful for you when you're crafting a generator. They are to resonate with the person, redefine, and I'll talk about all of these, redirect, and then the last part is a call to action. So when sorry, I'm going to get this one to stop tantruming. Okay. Here, Mila.
Well, that's why I haven't seen in a while.
Sorry, gave her a snack. Okay, so the 4 parts are resonate, redefine, redirect, and then a call to action. And I'm going to talk about all 4 of those parts. In the first part, the resonate, that's your chance to share your story and identify with your ideal client. So if you think about language, some of the phrases that we use that are ineffective leads, if you're like me, you always struggled with, like Jen, you do this so well. If you're like me, you might have a husband who likes to eat pizza, right? But I have learned, like just relating to people, something that people are gonna be like, okay, yeah, that is like what I struggle with. Or language like, I know how frustrating it is when you work out and you don't see the results. I know how frustrating it is when you try to start a program and you quit 5 days in because you don't feel like you have the willpower to continue. So the first part of your lead generator is a way for you to relate to people and for them to say, okay, yeah, that's how I feel. Okay, what can you tell me that I can do about it? Another phrase, like many of you, I felt overwhelmed when I became a parent and didn't know how to fit in my workouts. So it's a way for you to kind of relate and resonate with the people that, and you have to think about your ideal client. Who is it that you want in your challenge groups? You're going to try to relate to her in that very first part of your lead generator. And then the second part is to redefine. Now, this is something that I wasn't doing and I've started to do, and I've noticed a lot more traction in people following up with me to be like, okay, I want to try that. So redefining is, how is what you're doing different than anything your ideal client has done in the past? Like, how is it different for you? So if you think about that, like there's so many of us that like went to the gym or have tried a workout program or have done something, but they're kind of jaded. Like they maybe tried a lot of different workout programs, diets, whatever. Like, what is what you're doing any different from what they've tried before? So it's at this point a time for you where you want to shift people's paradigm and share how what you're doing. And I think what Body does different is our challenge groups are one of the things that's different. It's because we have this group of women that's going to support you and hold you accountable. So you will start the program start to finish. Your nutrition will be on track. But phrases like you probably tried, or you may have done this in the past and found that it didn't work, or this is different for me because, or I stuck with it this time because. What is what you're doing different than what people have done before? As I started adding that into my lead generators, I saw a lot more people following up with me to say like, okay, yeah, I want to try that. Like, and it can be just something really simple. Like, this is different because the meal plan, once I started thinking about my nutrition along with my workouts, that's when I saw the results that I wanted. You know what I mean? It's just things that, I think sometimes people do one or the other. They work out or they try to eat healthy, or they start something and they quit it, or, so think about that. What is that person struggling with, and how is what you're doing different? How does that offer them something? And then the third part is redirect. Now, I don't know if I do this every single time, but I think it's something just interesting to think about. You're probably going to hear resistance from people, especially around Shakeology. Shakeology being like super expensive, or like I like to go to the gym. You know, I don't need a workout program, that kind of thing. So think about a way that you're going to redirect them around that resistance right away. Like the reason I don't mind paying $4 a day for Shakeology is because I replace my breakfast with it. Or I don't have my, you know, I've learned to not have my coffee drink or whatever. Or like your feed is probably filled with a ton of women trying to sell you something. You know, like I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to like offer you a form of support. Like just what are you going to think about? Like what are you going to add value and benefit them? And a way to redirect anything that you're gonna, that any resistance that you might feel that you're trying to do. And then the fourth part, and I think this is something else, another thing that I was talking about a little bit earlier, is that this is probably the most important part. It's a call to action, and it's really specific and explains exactly what you're doing. So don't leave people wondering. Just be clear. Like we can write these really inspirational things, and then people are like, oh, that was so inspirational. Thank you. I love that message. And you're like, but wait, come join what I'm doing, right? So you want to like make it super clear. Like here, like tell what your accountability group is in terms. Explain how much it costs. If that's what the direction you're going to go, like if you're going to require people to buy something, because some coaches do that, explain that. Or if it's free, explain that. Be like, this is a free group. We're using 21 Day Fix. Most of us are using 21 Day Fix. If you want, but it doesn't, you don't have to do that to be in the group. You know, like just explain what it is that you're doing, talk about when it starts, how long, and then just make it easy for them to contact you. I think the best way is to say, message me or send me an email, and I just put my email address. And if they message me, I'll always say, okay, what's your email? I'm going to send you more information, because it's a time suck for you to have to type on Facebook Messenger to every person that contacts you what you're doing. So I would draft an email, save it, and then when people email, then you can email them, and then you can follow up in Facebook Messenger. I think
that's
easier.
That's the canned response thing?
The canned response, yep. And it just saves you time. And then the follow-up can be through Facebook Messenger. Hey, I sent you that email. Did you have any questions? You know, that kind of thing. So sometimes I think that's an easier way to go about it than trying to message people right in the moment.
This may be going off topic a little bit, but what if I've sent a version of a canned response and then I followed up and still didn't hear anything?
So then typically what I do if I don't hear anything is I just kind of let it sit for a while, but I'm still really active. Like if they post something on Facebook, I'm still super positive. And then in a couple weeks later, I'll say, you know, hey, I'm so sorry. I forgot to pop in and just check in with you. Do you have any questions? Totally understand if it's not the right time for you. Like make it a very no pressure thing. But I usually just put it on me. Like, sorry, I haven't checked in. And I wait a couple weeks just so that I'm not overwhelming them.
Okay.
And then a lot of times they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot, or I meant to, you know, message you back or whatever. So if I've followed up, I still don't hear anything. I wait a couple weeks and then I follow up again with kind of a, sorry, I haven't checked in. So
Okay.
that kind of thing. And then finally, and this is something that we all know, but I think this is the most important thing about a lead generator, and that is the image that you attach to it. You want to give people a reason to read what is below. So we have a very ADD society. So when people are like scrolling through their news feed, and I do this too. I do this too with a lot of like, I mean, you can relate, like there's a lot of Beachbody coaches now that are on my feed. If I just see a picture of them or like a picture of their like smoothie bowl, I'm like, scroll, scroll, scroll. I just don't care to read it. So you have to think, but if I see like a before and after picture, or if I see like, you know, like if I see something where like, I want to know what she's doing, then I'm going to read. So I think you just have to be really thoughtful about that image. Make it like something that people are going to be like, okay, wait, I want to know what it is that she's doing. I think a lot of people, you know, before and after pictures are a great thing. A picture of you like flexing your muscles or like doing a workout or just anything that's going to engage people is probably what's going to get you the most traction. So Okay, so I covered a lot in like a really short amount of time, but 4 parts to an effective lead generator: resonate. So connect with that person, redefine how is what you're doing different than what they've done before, redirect. So right away get to a pain point and just talk a little bit about how you're going to handle that, and then be really clear at the end with your call to action. Here's how you sign up, here's what it is, here's when we start, and here's how to get in contact with you.
Okay, I have one more question.
Yeah.
When you get further in, like I know like the first couple of weeks of the month, I'll still say like, come join us, join this group. But then from then on, is it joining the next group?
Yeah, I would kind of do it that way.
Okay.
You can always like tell people if like they want to sign up and they buy a challenge pack within that month, and you can say to him, hey, do you want to join us now? It's really late in the game, but you can just jump in wherever you feel comfortable. I think you just have to make that call for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think sometimes like right now you could start saying, I mean, even within the next probably week, say, when can we start marketing for your September group, I think.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So are there any other questions? Any other things you're thinking about? Okay. So I'm gonna stop recording this soon, but then I'll post this in our page so that the other coaches can see it, and then if you want to revisit it, you can. But for me, what I was missing when I thought about those 4 parts, the resonate, redefine, redirect, I think I did a good job of resonating. I didn't really define how what I was doing was different. And I didn't really direct people around any resistance they might have. So it's just something I think to think about. Janelle, for your first post, I think it's just maybe, resonating with people and just that call to action. If you had those 2 elements, especially for your very first one, I think you're set to go.
Yeah. Okay, I'll send it to you, kind of what I have, hopefully tomorrow, and then I want to post something tomorrow evening, not on my regular Facebook, but just on that Edward Jones post, just to kind of start.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely, that's kind of my goal to do. So I think I have both of those, but I definitely don't have I definitely have join me, but not maybe what I experienced that's different this time. So that's something I need to add.
Yeah. And I think it's just a way to another way to kind of connect with people, because they need to.
Yeah, they might want to go to the gym, or they might see other, I totally get it. Like my husband says that all the time. I have to be at the gym. So what about those people?
Right.
What
exactly.
makes this different?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. Any other things?
All right. And then Jenna, do you only let people in your group that buy something, or you kind of like Lindsay as well? That
No,
kind of just opens it up to anybody.
Yeah, I've been doing it just like Lindsay and letting people join, and then hoping that by watching
they'll see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, at least for the first couple months because I kind of just feel like it'll all get back to you in the end. And maybe once you're exclusive, you can do it that way. But for me, it's I kind of want more than just whoever buys. It might only be a couple of people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think you find too, and Jenna's found this as well, then people eventually are like, okay, I give in.
Yeah.
I want the program.
Yeah. Show me. Yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Awesome. All right. Perfect. Okay. Well, if you guys have anything else, let me know. And then Janelle, we use the hashtags healthy, love deeply, and be a light. And then it's just a way so that other people, when you do go public, so beyond your Edwards Jones page, it's a way for people just to support you, so you don't feel all alone, So we just
got it. I saw that on that Amber's page, and then I started looking at them and reading through them. So that was really helpful. Yeah. I wondered why you did that. Yes. And then I noticed a few other Beachbody coaches that aren't in that group that I've been following must have their own hashtag too, because it must be something, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right. Perfect.
But only on your lead generators. You only put that on your lead generators, not every post.
Not every post. No.
Okay.
Just on your lead generators. So. All right. Perfect. Well, I will stop the recording, and then I'll post this. And if you guys want to revisit it, you can. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.